Hello everybody and welcome back to Blocker's Bonus Stage for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monster Coliseum. Today's opponent will be taking on Seto Kaiba.
Yugi, nothing can excite me unless it's a duel against you.
It's you, Kaiba.
I knew we would meet. How, you may ask?
Because your brother foreshadowed
There's
it.
only one duelist in the world that can defeat you, and that's me.
I will not let you have the title of King of Capsule Monsters. It's time to duel, Kaiba.
Bring it on, Yugi.
That pre-match battle dialogue is such a perfect reflection of Yugi and Kaiba's relationship. It really is. Because Kaiba wants nothing more in life than to beat Yugi at something. Also, just a heads up, if you hear like rumbling in the background, it's kind of thundering and lightning outside of my house as I'm recording this. So that's unfortunate, but you know, what can you do? I'm hoping it won't pick up. Now, if you watch the show, you know Kaiba is an absolutely formidable foe, a constant threat, and Yugi's equal and eternal rival. And in this game, he's absolutely no slouch. Objectively, I'd actually say this is the hardest stage in the entire game. For what reason? His monsters are all strong, they also have really high defense, they have great movement patterns, and not to mention, the environment itself strongly favors light, so he gets a big boost there, along with the boost given by his symbol. So basically, they have everything going for them. Especially the Blue Eyes White Dragon, which already has a really high attack and defense. The stage itself is also really difficult to navigate. As you can tell, there's this giant gap in the floor, which forces you to go down narrow corridors, along with lots of barriers and obstacles preventing you from lining up shots clearly. So yeah, not only is Kaiba himself dangerous, but the stage layout is way stacked against you too. So objectively, this is probably one of the hardest stages in the game. As you can see, he plays mostly light monsters, 4 of them, a couple earth, and 1 fire.
Yugi, I've been waiting for this duel for a long time.
So, how do you survive Kaiba at all? I'm sure you're asking. Well, you need to have leveled up your monsters, and preferably evolve something. Like, this is the point of no return. If you haven't grinded up your monsters, this might be where you get stuck, as there's no way to level up or grind now if you can't replay stages.
It's my turn.
I mean, you could try to do it in the stages after this, because you do have free reign to do the stages in whatever order you want to. But once Kaiba's the last opponent, there's no way to grind anymore. You're stuck with what you have. You see, there's no way to actually grind or replay any old stages. You know, unlike in other RPGs where you can just battle like boars and...
Yugi, you disappoint me.
You know, where you can battle like overworld monsters to get experience points. This game has none. You have. He plays light, earth, and fire. with his light monsters being the best. I say bring thunder to help you get some kind of advantage. Or hey, maybe bring some light monsters of your own to take advantage of the stage. Dark monsters also get a huge boost here, but considering the power of his light monsters, it might not be a great idea to bring them. Yet really, you need any help you can get. Arguably, whatever you have that's boosted up enough is recommended. If dark is your forte, I recommend just try to balance it out. Don't bring a whole bunch of dark out. Bring a couple, the ones you have leveled up, and then try to balance it out with something else. But yeah, anything you have that's boosted up is recommended. The whole stage favors light, but there's also small... See where it's like electric over there? That area favors thunder type, but the boost is actually fairly small. And where it's glowing here, that's light, or that gives a boost to light. So most of the stage, not only the stage itself, but actual parts of the stage favor light as well. So he gets like a double dose of a light boost. There's also this little puddle that's like 4 spaces that gives water a boost. The best way to beat him that I've found, don't chase him. Let him come to you. I usually just stay... Here it comes.
All fall to their knees under my power. Too bad, Yugi. Now I've got a stranglehold on victory.
Eric Stewart does such a good job as Kaiba. I really do think he does great. So the best way to beat him, don't chase him. Let him come to you. I usually just stay in my area and don't even bother going deeper into the stage. Kaiba's AI is relatively stupid, or Kaiba's AI isn't really all that smart, so he's not going to bum rush you with everything he has. He usually just moves 1 or 2 monsters to your area. So that way, once he brings a monster to your area, or close enough, you can hit him with everything you have. And I don't really normally actively pursue Kaiba until he has like 2 or 3 monsters left. And then that's it. And normally, if you've watched the other videos of this Let's Play, I've mostly been playing really aggressively. This is the only stage where I recommend not playing aggressively. You have to be defensive. I'd also say just ignore type advantage completely and just bring out monsters you've leveled up. Monsters of your attribute type, and maybe a couple thunder monsters since they beat light. And also pick something with really good defense, like wood or earth. Now my first playthrough, I really did handicap myself because, as I've said, I actually sold all my early game monsters for new ones. I didn't level them up because I didn't know anything about this game. So the effect strength I've been grinding up. The effect strength ability I've really been grinding up and boosting. I didn't know what that was.
Too bad, Kaiba.
How dare you destroy my monster?
I didn't know anything about game theory to this game, and I just kind of put a level up point in all 3 stats. And I learned now that that's not a good thing. You should boost up the effect strength first. Yeah. I learned later that you should max that out. So just to put into perspective, I was about 8 years old when I first got this game. And I beat the first area when I was 8. But the second...
This duel is far from over.
And then when I was 12, I started playing the game regularly. And I couldn't get past the second area till about 13. And then this stage, I was literally an adult when I beat this stage without cheating.
Now is not the time to let up.
Now granted, I also kind of just lost interest in the game as well. You know, I didn't play it every single weekend and try to beat this stage. You know, I'd try it every once in a while, never be able to do it, and then, well, oh well. Eventually I figured out how to do it. I figured out the strategy of just staying where you are. But yeah, my first time playing, I totally got stuck on this for like 3 or 4 years. And I never really played much after that because it was so hard. I love the game, so I'd restart it, but I'd get stuck on this stage every time. The first time I beat it, I didn't technically beat it. I used a Game Shark code to just give me infinite movement and cheat the stage. And I just destroyed a symbol in one turn, so... yeah, I cheated. The second time, I played this game on an emulator. And it took a while, but I beat it using a heck of a lot of save states. I don't know if y'all are familiar with the YouTuber Necroscope86. He is a Let's Player from the ye old days of the internet. I'm talking like frickin' 2007, 2008. You know, Resident Evil Let's Plays. His whole channel was notorious for misusing save states. For brokenly misusing save states. So, you know, that's who I felt like doing that. He's not around anymore, unfortunately. He hasn't posted in like 12 years, I think. But yeah, I discovered the secret. Don't move out from your camp. Let him come to you.
Ha! Have I spotted you with enough of a lead?
But if I'm being objective, being so difficult really fits the character. I mean, Kaiba is literally Yugi's biggest rival and has always been his toughest opponent. This duel absolutely should be challenging given who it is. It's not like this is Weevil or Rex Raptor, it's Kaiba. You want this to be hard. It has to be hard if it's going to be realistic to the show. Oh, and this part is just so unfair. This part causes even more spaces to be light favorable, as if he needs another advantage. Yeah, this duel should be challenging. I mean, it's Kaiba. Kaiba's deck is also insane. He plays several exclusive monsters you cannot get in the shop. Battle Ox, Mystic Horseman, the elusive Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is so powerful. Blue Eyes White Dragon is actually so powerful, it's an end of game reward too. You can get it as a reward for beating the game. And I have no idea how to pronounce this monster's name, but it's a fairy type. It's Gyakutano Megami. I apologize to any Japanese speakers for my butchered pronunciation of that name. Yeah, he has... Blue Eyes especially is broken. He has great defense, long attack range, inflated stats due to the nature of the stage, and he can one-shot most weaker monsters. If you haven't leveled up, your best strategy is to probably stay 100% still, because he will come to you. then gang up on him. Outside of that, most maxed out monsters can take him down to 2 to 3 hits if you can combo him. And I'm going to be honest, I absolutely love the music to this stage. It definitely feels like an epic final clash. Like 2 alpha males, 2 alpha dogs are fighting for dominance. And it's not really an overcoming evil type of music. It really is more fierce rivals fight it out to see who's better type of music. I'll be quiet so you can listen to it just a little bit. But yeah, also, Kaiba himself is actually a really cool character. Yeah, I think everyone loves his...
He's got me cornered. But I've gotten out of tougher situations than this.
Pretty much everyone I know loves his deck and loves his monsters. I mean, Blue Eyes is pretty much a mascot for the series. But I mean, look at this thing. He is able to tank my level 8 Needleworm.
I never forget a move. Especially one that I'm going to make you regret.
Also, a point I made in an earlier video kind of is debunked here, because I pointed out that the correct order of the stages is to go up. Now for Area 2, it makes a lot of sense, because that would be Mokuba, and he makes more sense than Mako, who would be the final opponent if you go down. Area 3, it'd be Merrick. Area 4, if you go up, it would be Yami Bakura. If you go down, it would be Seto Kaiba. So theoretically, both duels actually make a lot of sense to be the final boss of the area. Seto Kaiba for being such a heated rival, and Bakura because, well, as many of you know, I guess this is spoilers, but do I really need to put a spoiler warning for an anime that ended 25 years ago? I don't think so. Bakura is the main villain of the series. Well, Yami Bakura at least. So yeah, Kaiba fits final boss vibes here. Especially for a game like this, that doesn't actually have a story. You see, Merrick and Bakura want to hurt the Pharaoh and enter their tournaments to achieve their goal of domination. Kaiba has one goal. He just wants to beat the Pharaoh. That's it. So it makes a lot of sense he'd enter a tournament like this just so he could defeat Yugi at something. He's that competitive and that petty. And maybe I'm foreshadowing something that's going to come later, but I've been laying it on pretty deep, so I assume most people are going to catch on to what I'm referring to. But it's going to be a surprise for the 2 people here who don't. Also, in the strategy guide, it stated that Area 4, the order of the opponents was actually going to be linear, like the first stage, instead of sandbox style, where you could choose the opponents you want in any order you want. So that could either be a mistake or a callback to cut content. Because the strategy guide actually does have a few mistakes. For example, some of the evolutions are actually wrong.
I never forget a move. Especially one that I'm going...
Like, the monster you have to level up to get the evolution is always correct, but the result is always different. You see, many of the evolutions in this game are not actually based on any real relationship between the cards.
Don't think you'll get away with this. I will get my revenge, Yugi.
Usually the only trait they share is sharing card art, or similar card art. So yeah, like Electric Lizard, in the strategy guide it says he makes Electric Snake.
I can't believe it! I lost!
Our skills were even, but my strategies were a little better.
Ha! Laugh it up because you won. But remember one thing. Don't you dare lose to any other duelist. I won't allow you to lose to anyone else after you defeated me. I promise you that we will have a rematch, a real duel for the ages. You'd better be prepared, Yugi.
Goodbye, Kaiba.
He's not lying about that, by the way. That's something I'm being hinting to. But yeah, Electric Lizard, the strategy guide says he evolves into Electric Snake. In the actual game, he goes into Tripwire Beast. So that's just an example of how the strategy guide is a little off. And then some levels are named differently. Ooh, Needleworm is maxed out. That is going to be absolutely crucial to the future duels. Great Moth almost maxed out. So yeah, we are trucking along. My monsters are truly dominant right now. Also, interestingly, you can take 3 monsters from Kaiba. Tune in next time when we take on a Shizu Ishtar. See you there, folks. Have a good one.